for the second test between West Indies and India. Now, the tourists already up 1-0 will look to assert their dominance, while the Windies are still assessing what changes are needed going forward.
The David versus Goliath series between West Indies and India is going exactly how the pundits assess the situation. The Windies, 8th ranked in the world, humbled by a superior batting and bowling unit in the first test in Antigua. Well, it wasn't so much the end result that caught everyone by surprise, but the method of the dismissals and effort in the field. Pacer Shannon Gabriel, by far the most lethal weapon in the bowling department, had no assistance from skipper Jason Holder or Carlos Brathwaite. Yes, they bowled decent lines and conceded very little, but in Test cricket, taking 20 wickets in a match is the key to success. Spinner Devendra Bishu was left with the Herculean task of making the breakthroughs, bowling some 43 overs for his 3 wickets. Bishu and part-time spinner Craig Brathwaite made the most of what we at home thought was a lifeless track. Take nothing away from Virat Kohli, a masterful double century, but when you're offered food on a silver platter, you should never refuse it. Watching West Indies' response is what pains me the most. On a placid wicket, batsmen were hesitant, fishing at deliveries and picking out fielders. Was this the same wicket India batted on? That was the question of the match. The difference was that Mohammad Shami and Umesh Yadav made the new ball count. So going forward, changes will have to be made, in particular in the bowling department. On a much livelier track at Sabina Park, Carlos Brathwaite may have to give way to Miguel Cummins, as there's a need for another strike bowler to support Gabriel. Middle order batsman Jermaine Blackwood, with a pair of ducks in the first test, has not convinced me that he's learning from previous mistakes. His position is hanging on by a thread, and we still don't have a solid opener to complement Craig Brathwaite. In other words, the selectors have their work cut out for them. Limited personnel to choose from, and inconsistency makes victory for the West Indies in this series highly unlikely.
Well, live coverage of the second test will start at 11 a.m. Barbados time on CBC TV8. However, there will be no coverage on radio, as 94.7 FM will be airing back-to-back CPL games. St. Lucia Zouks versus Jamaica Talawas from noon, followed by Barbados Tridents against Ghana Amazon Warriors from 4 p.m. Well, the Ghana Amazon Warriors are into the playoffs, as the Barbados Tridents missed an opportunity to move back into the 3rd position of the Hero CPL. The Tridents lost to the Warriors last night in Florida. Batting first, the Tridents were restricted to 142 for 7 in their 20 overs. Ashob Malik top scored with 55 not out with 3 4s and 2 6s, while David Visa contributed 44. Riyad Emirates took 2 for 24. While the Amazon Warriors replied with 143 for 4 in 18.2 overs to win by 6 wickets. Player of the match, Dwayne Smith and Nick Madison each made 50. Smith with 5 4s and 3 6s, and Madison with 6 4s and a 6. Raymond Reefer took 2 for 22. The result means that the Warriors are into the playoffs, while the Tridents' chance of advancing has diminished. Warriors are second on 11 points, while the Tridents are 5th on 7, with just 1 preliminary left to be played, which is tomorrow at 4 p.m. against the Warriors. Now, tonight's game is between the Trinbago Knight Riders and the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. It's currently live on radio station 94.7 FM, with CBC TV joining the coverage after the evening news. Well, the Sagari 11 defeated the Brian Lara 11 at Kensington Oval last night to cap off a fitting birth night for the right excellent Sir Garfield Sobers. Playing in the Sir Gary 80 not-out cricket match, the Sir Gary 11 won by 10 wickets under the Duckworth-Lewis method.
Sir Garfield Sobers acknowledging the thousands on hand who came out to witness this big match between the Sir Gary 11 and the Brian Lara 11. So let's get down to business. The Sir Gary 11 winning the toss and inserting the Brian Lara 11. Gorgeous on drive by Omar Phillips to get things started.
By Pedro Collins.
But Pedro Collins produced a gem to remove him in the very first over for just 6. And the new man at the crease, the Prince of Port of Spain, Brian Charles Lara. Class is class. That was a beauty. Wallace, though, would be the second wicket to fall. Caught on the boundary by Henry Bryan of Batson for 19. 56 for 2 after 8. Lara, he continued on his merry way, rolling back the years through the point region this time. But alas, all good things must come to an end. Shaquana Quinton with the big scalp. Lara bowled for 41 off the inside edge. What a moment. Collis King in next, and that was a biggie. 6 runs. Then going straight down the ground for another maximum. King, though, going down swinging, bowled by Ravindra Prasad for 18. Larry Babb in and out, caught on the boundary for 4 at this stage. The Brian Lara 11, 111 for 5. All the while, Aaron Jones still hanging around, got a few gifts and made them count. But once he was dismissed for 40, that was basically the end of the innings, as former West Indies coach Otis Gibson got a golden duck. The Brian Lara 11 then, 156 for 7 off their 20 overs. Will set a revised target of 92 off 10 overs after a lengthy rain delay. Openers Dale Richards and Carl Hooper made it look all so easy. Richards, the aggressor, sending the ball to all parts of the ground. And he also collected some frequent flare miles, going big. That's 6. Meanwhile, Hooper doing it with a hint of elegance. Richards getting to 50 with his 4th 6 of the match. The crowd loving it. The Sagari 11 then crushing the Brian Lara 11 by 10 wickets. Richards unbeaten on 59 and Hooper on 27. What a game.
Well, Pinelands can taste the BABA #1 Beauty Supplies and Beauty Exchange Women's League basketball title. They comfortably took Game 1 of the best-of-3 final series against Combined Schools Hoopsters last night at Community College. CBC's Mark Seal reports.
First possession of the game, a sign of things to come maybe. Maria Cumberbatch knocked down the J for the Pine. But Hoopsters were the ones with the better start to this game, when Marie Boyne fights for the loose ball and ends up with the basket and the foul. She finished with 13. Ashley Daniel takes advantage of a slow rotating defense and sinks 2 of her team high 18. Schoolgirls were up 17-8 at one stage in the first quarter. But here come the Pine women. Sade Clark has permission to launch the threes, and she nailed 6 of the 13 that she took. So why leave her open, you may ask the Hoopsters? Why? Clark with a corner pocket 3-ball, part of her 28. But as impressive as that stat is, going 4 better was Cumberbatch, taking on 3 Hoopsters and still scoring the basket while being sent to the free throw line. Pine up 51-37 at halftime. Cumberbatch only tried 1 3 all night, and this was it, being dared and accepting the challenge, as the Pine took Game 1 by 15, 84-69. Mark Seal, CBC Sports.
And finally, tonight's Triple F takes a look at Barbados' participation at the Olympic Games so far.
Facts, feats and figures, brought to you in association with Good Time Snacks, Sagicor General Insurance, Sandals Barbados, and HIV AIDS Commission.
Barbados first competed at the Summer Olympic Games in 1968 and has participated in every Olympiad since then, missing only the 1980 Summer Olympics by participating in the American-led boycott of those games. The country's only Olympic medal to date is a bronze won by sprinter Obadele Thompson in the men's 100 meters at the 2000 Summer Olympics.
off. Good start for Zachary. Dwayne Chambers gets up well. Atto Bolden gets up well. Maurice Green running well. Obadele Thompson has work to do. Green powers to take command. Green is winning. Bolden second. 9:88. Maurice Green with the victory. Bolden the silver medal.
The last Olympiad in London saw Barbados field its smallest ever team to the Games. A total of 6 male athletes participated in athletics, judo and swimming. The nation's female athletes, however, failed to compete for the first time in its history since its national debut at the 1968 Summer Olympics in Mexico City. Barbados has never competed in the Winter Olympic Games.
Facts, feats, and figures brought to you in association with Good Time Snacks, Sagicor General Insurance, Sandals Barbados, and HIV